I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. And it's your girl, DYANAROZAY. I'm here to talk to y'all about the latest tea in reality TV and news. So make sure y'all come on in, okay? Everybody, come on in. And let me know that you can hear the sound of my voice by dropping your city, your state, your country, your island, wherever you are from, into the chat so that I can give you a shout out real quick and we can get this party started. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope that you are doing well, okay? Staying out of the storms. If you are, there's a lot of places that have a whole bunch of storms going on right now. So hopefully you guys are all staying safe from that. But come on in, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. All right. Okie dokie. Let's get started, y'all. So if y'all have not been paying attention, on my back wall, I do a We've Always Been Excellent post just to get us started because, y'all, I'm really tired of people acting like Black people don't do anything except go to jail and, I don't know, suck dick, whatever the things are that Black people, unfortunately for us, keeps putting out there. So I do a We've Always Been Excellent posts, and I'm going to show you guys the latest. So if you did not see my community wall earlier today, I put this man up, okay? And we use the word Wi-Fi a lot, but nobody, knows how these things come about, right? Wi-Fi was a word that was started in the late 1990s, I think 1999. Anyway, there is a guy by the name of Lucien Ettori, okay? And he is a person who actually names things, okay? He's kind of like a marketing strategist. He is actually called the Chief Strategy Officer over there at McCain in New York. And back in 1999, he was part of the team that discussed what to name Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is not a shortened word. It is actually the word. It's all there is, okay? So he created this word at a round table when they were having their little brain session, their think session. And so I wanted to give him his props. We've been using this word all over the globe, okay? And under his leadership over there at McCain's, they have won Effie Awards, Webbies, Andes, On Show, Canes Lions, and Clio's. All of those have to do with branding and marketing and all of those wonderful things. They have huge marketing campaigns. So just so y'all know, I've heard the word branding genius and things like that. There's actually a branding genius that has been named and known all over the country. And it is up to everybody to do their part. and say his name in front of your children, your grandchildren, so that people can know these are jobs that you can do when you get big, right? So do your part in spreading the word. But that is the guy that I put on my community wall earlier today, okay? So yeah, congrats to him. I appreciate that. Moving on, let's talk about, who else do I have on the list? I don't know if y'all had an opportunity to see Chantel Christie over there on Carlos King's page. He actually interviewed her, and she talked about that slap that was heard around the world, the slap that was heard around the world by her mom. I am very sure that both Chantel and her mama are embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that you want to play out on television, but unfortunately for her, it did. And I had some people in my chat the other day ask me to talk about it. So I am. I'm going to tell you what my thoughts are. Let me put her picture up real quick, though. Let's put up Chantel. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I have said this a couple of times before. I grew up in a family that is female dominant. Like, my mother is one of 11, 6 girls, 5 boys. They all had girls. We all grew up cousins. I mean, I can't even give y'all numbers, but huge, huge family ran by women. And so we all know that mothers and daughters have hard relationships, not just Black mamas and Black daughters, but across the board. There's been all kinds of, psychology papers written on it. In every culture, this just happens to be the situation, okay? Even though we get tied up in the Blackness of it all. But one of the things that Chantel said in the interview yesterday, she said a couple of things. Number one, she said she didn't need the check. She didn't need the check to come on to Basketball Wives and act with her mother. Her exact words were, "My husband takes impeccable care of me and my family." So she came on the show to literally have an engagement with her mother that she knew was going to be tough. Okay. Why did she know it was going to be tough? I'll tell you. Number one, she said that her and Jackie had a surface level relationship. She said, "Me and my mama, we only see each other every once in a while for vacations or whatever, family get-togethers." She said something about her mother not seeing her new baby that often. I think she said she only saw him twice since he had been born, and he was 7 months at the time of filming. And what else did she say that caught my attention? And she also said that she didn't want to fake her relationship with Jackie for the cameras. She said she didn't want to fake her relationship for the cameras. And then she kind of went into a spill where she said her mother was always hard for her. She had called her a bitch before. I think she said she never hit her before, though. She said she had never laid hands on her. She also said that while she was growing up, her dad and her grandmother was also always around. And even though those other 2 adults were always around, she said that they didn't interfere with what was going on between her and her mother. It looks like when she got into her teens, and everybody knows the teen stage can be hard, around 12 years old or so, when she could talk back to her mama and say what she felt, she said things got especially hard for her. And clearly, those were all things that she was holding on to, in my opinion. Those were all things that she was holding on to and never really had closure on, and was expecting to get it in front of cameras on the show. And that's unfortunate for her. I wish that she felt like she could have done that in private, especially since both her dad and her husband kind of warned her not to show up. They said, "Listen, you're going to have a hard time. You and your mama got problems." If I were you, I would walk it back just a little bit. So with all of that being said, I'm not saying that her mother should have hit her on television. I am saying, though, that she knew she had a hard relationship with her mom, and maybe bringing it to TV, knowing that that was the case, I think that she does hold some responsibility with that maybe she should have thought a little differently about it. That's my personal thoughts. I don't know how you guys felt if you saw the episode or the interview and you thought, listen, I think that she probably could have handled herself a lot differently. I thought she could have. She does admit, y'all can see it on the screen there, that she did admit that when her mother told her to walk out the door, she should have walked out the door instead of doubling back, knowing she was on 10, knowing Jackie was on 10, because she knows her mama best, and then deciding to swing on her mama because she hit her first, even though she said that her mother touched her. Her mother did not touch her in a way that was aggressive. I think she was just trying to, help her out the door. Like, come on, Shani, let's leave. And she wouldn't do that. So she did instigate that fight, even though she doesn't think so as of right now. She doesn't feel that way. But I think it's unfortunate that it played out on TV. And I also think that even though everybody's been talking about it, give her a year, 2 years, 5 years, she's going to feel completely different about this than she does right now when everything is, painful for her. Because that's just life. That's how it works for all of us. We feel differently at 12 years old about our parents than we do at 30, 40, on and on and on. Okay. So we just have to keep that in mind as well. But I did listen to it, and my first thought was she still has a lot to process. She still has a lot to process. Not that her feelings aren't valid, but she will definitely feel differently in the years to come, especially since a lot of what she was complaining about when it came to her mother in that interview, she's very similar. Like a lot of the things she was saying, I'm not a person who holds back. People who know me know that I just say what's on my mind. All of those things that she disliked about her mother, she was saying she possessed those same exact qualities. So I just thought it was interesting, and she will see it eventually. Unfortunately, it played out on TV, but she'll definitely see it eventually. Okay. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think, and we'll move on, child. Let's talk about something else. Who did I have on my screen? Let's talk about Porsha. This is some good news for Porsha Williams. You guys, Porsha has been casted in season 2 of Brilliant Minds. So she's going to play a character over there on Brilliant Minds. She's actually had a couple of acting roles right now. I think I've seen her on Lifetime, and where else? She played like in a murder mystery on Lifetime very recently, within the last couple of months anyway. But she's also going to be a part of season 2 of Brilliant Minds. So congratulations to her for that. It looks like her acting career is taking off. And if you can't use these, platforms to get you higher, then that's unfortunate for you. So come on in, everybody. Welcome to the chat. Hit the like button, please, and thank you. And share the video. Okay. What else? Let me see what I can say. So she's been announced as a series actor. I don't know if she's going to be in the series past season 2, but she's been called a series actor. And she's playing against some heavy hitters. So it looks like her acting career is taking off. Too bad for Simon. I know he feels like she doesn't have anything, or she's never going to be anything without him. It looks like Porsha is raking it in. Good for her. I'm proud of her. So good for Porsha. Okay, let's talk about another reality TV star. Lord have mercy, Dr. Contessa. Dr. Contessa and Buffy from Married to Medicine. Y'all may remember a couple of months ago, actually it happened in 2024. Y'all know Buffy has had it hard on Married to Medicine, and she talks about it whenever she gets a chance, child. TikTok, on her YouTube channel, on her lives on IG, she don't give a damn. She has talked about her experience on that show and how bad it was since the day she left that show. Well, she was over there yip-yapping about it. I think it may have been on her Tickety Talk. And she shared that there was a person on the cast who told her to get down on the floor and let her knock or rock her like the babies she'll never have. Okay. So she accused somebody of saying, get down on the floor and let me rock you like the babies you'll never have. And everybody knows that Buffy has had a really hard infertility journey. So she can't have kids. I don't know if she's ever looked into adoption or surrogacy or any of those things. But child, she got on her channel, like I said, and ended up talking about it. And she pointed the finger at Dr. Contessa. Okay. At Dr. Contessa. When Dr. Contessa heard it, she got on her channel. She was crying real tears, like hyperventilating practically, saying, I can't believe you would say that about me. I never said that. And I'm going to take you to court. And oh my God, like she lost her mind. But she said she was going to sue her and she was going to take it to court. That happened back in 2024. I think somewhere like a November or December. Long story short, she did end up taking her to court. I did not know this, but she did end up taking it to court. Buffy shared it and she said, listen, not only did she take it to court, but she lost. She said she lost. And this is something that she shared. She said, listen, I ended up taking her to court. All Contessa had to do is prove that she didn't say it. That's the defamation, okay? You take someone to court for defamation, you got to prove that you didn't say it. I don't know what she brought to court, but apparently it wasn't enough for the judge, and the judge ended up saying that she didn't prove her case. And not only did the judge say that she didn't prove her case, but she also had to pay Buffy's legal fees, okay? She had to pay Buffy's legal fees. And according to Buffy, that didn't happen. She said as of right now, following this frivolous defamation lawsuit, Dr. Contessa hasn't paid my legal fees yet. So she is putting Dr. Contessa on blast. She's putting Dr. Contessa on blast, and that's unfortunate. Listen, I wish Dr. Contessa, I wish Dr. Contessa would pay her and let it be, because Buffy will drag your ass to the depths of hell, okay, and to the end of hell. But right now, she's letting all of social media know your girl fell short, okay? And we shall see what happens next. So if Dr. Contessa couldn't prove that she didn't say it, I'm assuming that Buffy could. I guess Buffy might have had some old footage that proved that she did say that. And that's unfortunate for her. Child. Okay, let's move on. Who else do we want to talk about? Let's talk about Faison Love real quick, y'all. Y'all remember back in 2023 when Faison Love, let me put up my banner too, my bad. When Faison Love went to a hotel, and I guess they didn't have his reservation. So he's at this hotel. They don't have his reservation. He gets into it with the front desk people, and they're telling him, we don't show it. Let's see if we can find something else for you. Apparently, they said the hotel may have been full that day. And they said that Faison Love lost his damn mind. Well, yeah, he's in court now. Unfortunately for him, he has to stand trial for a felony assault after he had, physically attacked the front desk clerk. It was a female, actually. She said that she was standing behind the desk where he just turned violent and irate, demanded that she give him a hotel room, even though she said the hotel room did not exist. He had booked with a third-party app, and he expected his hotel room to be there. Like, I guess he thought she was playing with him. Anyway, he ended up snatching the credit card machine. It was at the desk, snatched it and threw it at her head. She said it popped her in the head. She fell out. She was bleeding, went to the hospital, diagnosed with a concussion. And she said till this day, because she's looking for money, clearly. And I won't even say she's looking for money. He had no right to throw a damn credit card machine at her. But she said that she is very sensitive to light and some other things. And so we shall see if Faison Love end up doing some jail time, or if he ends up paying a fine and doing some anger management classes. I feel like he's done this before where he had to do anger management classes. But she said that she was super scared. And I don't know if y'all have ever seen Faison Love in person, but he's huge. He's like the size, and I'm not even joking, he's like the size of like a silverback gorilla, like 300 pounds, maybe 400 pounds big. I went to a comedy show of his and I was sitting right on the stage, literally right on the stage. He was hilarious too. I was laughing so hard that I snorted like a pig. I snorted and he ended up stopping the whole concert. I'm so grateful that he didn't make fun of me, but he wanted to, okay? Big worm, big perm. So we'll have to see what happens next. But as of right now, Faison Love is in a little bit of trouble. Felony assault. So they picked it up, child. Anyway, we'll see what happens next. Unfortunately for him, he might get popped. He might get popped and have to do a little time. That's unfortunate. All right. What happened next? The next person I wanted to talk about, I don't know if you guys are curious about where your tax dollars are going. But yes, the White House in September, just a few months, in September will begin construction on a brand new 90,000 square foot ballroom at the White House. Apparently, they don't have enough room to party over there. So they are getting started on this ballroom. And it has been said, y'all, that they had to cut cancer funding to children. I think it was 200 million in order to satisfy this new build out. 200 million. The current ballroom or space has been there for over 150 years, presidents and administrations. But the current White House is looking to add a new ballroom, which is approximately 90,000 square feet. I don't know what they're going to cut out, but they're definitely cutting some things out, okay? The current ballroom only holds 650 people. Y'all might think that's enough, but not according to the president. He wants 90,000 people. So we shall see what happens, but that's unfortunate for him. Oh my goodness. Well, it's unfortunate for us. I would have rather the money stayed with child cancer, okay? Yeah, they are tearing some things down. It's unfortunate. I wish better for them. I wish better for all of us because it's crazy. The other thing that came out in news reports, I think earlier today, is that I think it was the press secretary said in her press conference today that any college that is seeking any type of minority, the biggest or the elite minorities in any all-Black community. So if they go out into any all-Black community to pull anyone with high grades, things like that, that they would lose funding for the school or accreditations. So I guess in a way like scouting for the brightest, the most intelligent. They said that they are no longer allowed to do that. Colleges are no longer to do that I can't speak. No longer able to do that in Black communities. For some reason, people are tacking this onto DEI. This is never what DEI was. It is never how Black people benefited. I am so unsure why this is going down and why people are so comfortable with this bullshit. But yes, okay. Again, not only have they erased our history from the history books, they don't want it taught in colleges. They don't want it taught in schools. Now they are saying they want to make colleges very, very white. Okay. They're pulling how scholarships are being offered. It's pretty bizarre. But it is the climate that people voted for. Ciao. Welcome to the chat, everybody. Please hit the like button and share the video. Thank y'all for coming in. Okay. But yeah, that's what they're saying so far. It is absolutely a disgrace. But there are people that like it. There are people who are feeling pretty good about it, okay? Let's talk about, is it Ghislaine Maxwell, the one who had gotten the prison sentence for being Epstein's helper? What do you mean, Jacqueline, that they keep repeating it, therefore folks will believe it? What does that mean? Hey, Gloria, welcome to the chat. HBCUs for life. You know that HBCUs were receiving, I don't know if they are receiving it anymore, government funding. You know they got cut off, correct? Schools require money to operate. So they're literally saying to the school that if you are an HBC, you can no longer call yourself an HBCU. Did y'all hear that? They do not want those schools to exist anymore. Not only do they not want those schools to exist anymore, they're literally saying, and I don't know how this plays out, DEI does not mean blacks only. You have to, I'm gonna have you guys look that up because that's incorrect. And DEI didn't even benefit black people. It actually benefited white women most. White women most. White women ran businesses. They were considered the minority. So no, not true. Not true. And there's all types of information out there for that. It's just that we have people in the White House who are literally clueless. They are stupid about what these words meant, what they stood for, and they're just kind of moving off of racism like most people do. Okay? It's unfortunate that black people don't know what it means, but when the people in power don't know what it means and they put it in place, that's crazy. At least it is to me. But anyway, let's talk about Maxwell real quick. Y'all know that Maxwell is supposed to testify or come in and answer questions from Congress. And it looks like she has made a list of demands that has actually been answered. So as of right now, she has been moved to a more, quote, favorable prison amid speculation that she's planning to spill all to the feds. Okay. So she was in a higher security prison, and right now she's been moved to some place that would be considered, I guess, a little better for her. So it says, over the past few weeks, the buzz around the Jeffrey Epstein files has shifted a few gears, with the public and the government officials alike pressing for content of these files to be made public. Amid the controversy, Epstein's right-hand woman, Maxwell, who is currently serving a 20-year sentence for child trafficking, has reportedly been approached about spilling secrets to the feds. I'm not sure why, because the feds are doing all types of crazy stuff to suppress information as well, and maybe that's part of it. But it goes on to say that though it has not been confirmed if she will do it, the New York Post is actually reporting that she has been moved from a Florida prison to a more favorable prison in Texas. And if that's the case, because like I said, she did provide a list of demands, including please let me out, even though Trump said he was not going to issue a pardon. This is what's going on currently. The FBI did confirm that she has been moved, but they didn't give an explanation as to why she's been moved. They are calling this unusual, however, that they would do this during this heated moment, okay? So we shall see what's going to happen next. I can say this, you guys. It looks like, hold on. It looks like, as of today, they also made the announcement that the FBI has redacted Trump's name from the Epstein files. So his name has actually been blacked out. Okay, so that I did read that a little earlier. So I told you guys yesterday that Congress had invoked the rule of 5 in order to get all of the files. And I was curious about whether or not they were going to redact the files and then pass it over to them or leave it as is. They're supposed to just pass it. As of right now, it is being said that his name has been redacted. So who knows? Okay, Jacqueline, I see you. I understand. Thank you for letting me know, child. You're not saying that it does mean black, but that's how people think of it. I don't care if it was Clinton. I don't care if it was Mother Teresa. I think that we all should know what is being said in those files, because these people, from what I'm understanding, not just Trump, that there's a lot of politicians that are a part of those files. I actually asked you guys to take a poll at the top of the chat, because right now they're actually making plans to make the Epstein Island a resort, a luxury resort. And I asked y'all at the top of the chat, would you go? Would you go? Answer that question for me, because that was wild. The way they are trying to cover all this up right now and kill it, who are the investors that is making that island a luxury resort? Ask yourself that. Who would be so invested in that right now? Out of sight, out of mind. The faster you make it go away, the better. Right? Ask yourselves that. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, oh, this is interesting. Also, Maxwell is in a white-collar criminals prison that is very similar, or I shouldn't even say similar. Yeah, I think they're saying similar to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Jen Shaw. Actually, she's in the same exact prison as Jen Shaw from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And Jen Shaw will be out of jail in the next couple of months, it looked like. Maybe she got a year left. Because she's actually had her sentence cut at least 3 times. Ain't that about nothing? So we shall see what happens. And if y'all remember, I think Maxwell worked at Disney World. She worked at Disney World, and she was accused of recruiting the young kids that were going to the island. So that's dirty work. That's dirty work if they're already moving her to a better prison, a more favorable prison. I wish I had as much faith as you that would begin an uprising. I don't. I really don't. I think that the way money changes hands over our bodies is crazy. Y'all know the church, whatever the big organization is, I have to find the name, but they took, I think, $300,000 from Target with all the protesting that was going on. Pastor Jamal talking about how he's the leadership of all this. There was a church that took $300,000 from Target. Okay, so what's the point? What's the point? It was a black church that's supposed to have all kinds of hands in the community. It's amazing. It's amazing how quickly one person can throw it all away. But listen, that's been happening since the beginning of time, okay? Harriet Tubman didn't take a rifle with her for nothing. There were some people she had to leave on the trail. He did work for the politicians. And if y'all have been paying attention, Epstein did work for the politicians. And if y'all have been paying attention, there's been so many people talking about it over there on TikTok. One of the probably many reasons why they want to shut it down in September, because they're saying they're making it dark in September. In September, TikTok is expected to go dark. And then they're going to have an app called M that's supposed to replace it in the United States. But we shall see, child. Who knows? Anyway, moving on. I asked y'all if y'all was going to go on that island. Let me see what y'all had to say. Hold on. Let me see what y'all had to say, if anybody would go. Okay, 70 votes. 7% of y'all said yes. I mean, people vacation on, you said yes, people vacation on plantations. So what's the big deal? How's that different, right? I don't know. 77% of you said no. Out of principle, I would never vacation there. And then 15% of y'all said you were counting clouds and you don't even know what's going on. So there's that. Cool. Cool. It's nice to see that the majority of you guys would not do it. I don't know, like I said, who has taken over this island. They have not called out the investors. I want to know who the investors are. I want to know who is making this okay. Okay? Don't y'all want to know? Who are the investors? Mm, mm. Who are they? Are they politicians? Are they lobbyists? Are they the movers and shakers? All right, since we're talking politics, let's bring up another politician. This happened in Virginia, Danville City. There's a councilman by the name of Lee Vogler who was attacked at the office of a local media outlet. Someone actually doused him in gasoline and set him on fire. He actually worked at the outlet. He worked at the media outlet. They said that Danville City is a small city, roughly 45 miles north of Greensboro, North Carolina. And that the councilman had to be airlifted to a hospital where his condition is unknown at the moment. Okay? You're saying it was because of a stolen election that he was set on fire, Deb? Is it because it was a stolen election that they set this man on fire? Are you serious? People are saying, I do not feel sorry for the congressman. Child. Anyway, we're in some interesting damn times, okay? Okay. The congressman was cheating with a woman and the man, the husband. Okay. So the congressman was cheating with someone's wife and the husband came in and he was the one who burned him up. Okay. Look, Sonia's on top of it, child. Sonia said the congressman was cheating and that husband came in and did his big one. Damn. Okay. And now he's looking like Fire Marshal Bill for sure. Okay. Y'all remember Fire Marshal Bill when he would come on and say, let me tell you something. Okay, let me tell you something. That he looks like that in the picture. So I know he looks like that now that he's been burned up. There are no updates on his condition. Not yet. I haven't read anything, any updates. Why didn't the husband hold the woman he's married to accountable? I don't know, child. People do crazy things. But since you guys are talking about husbands doing crazy shit, let's talk about one. Let's talk about another husband that did something crazy, okay? I don't know if y'all have been following this case out of Colorado. James Craig, did y'all hear about him out of Colorado? What he did to his wife? Oh, okay. So look, Sonia is all on top of it. She said that the wife filed for divorce 2 weeks ago. You're right, Deb. I agree with that 1,000,000%. Okay, so let me tell y'all about this man, James Craig. So James Craig is a dentist over there in Denver, I believe, Denver, Colorado. And yeah, he went to this dentist convention and he met up with this woman. by the name of Angela. Let me make sure I get everybody's names right, child. I don't want to mess this up. But he went to this dentist convention where he decided James Craig, 47 years old. He's from Aurora, Colorado. Okay, let me make sure I say that right. Aurora, Colorado. He was convicted of first-degree unaliving on July 2025. And this is because he had planned to poison his wife, which he did. His wife's name is Angela, over a 10-day period. He had administered toxins via her protein shake. It was cyanide and tetrahydrozoline and arsenic, okay? Not only did he put it in her protein shake, but when she started getting sick and went to the hospital, he started feeding it in her IV. This is how serious he wanted it, okay? So while she was hospitalized, he was, messing her whole thing up. Now, they have children together too. He was charged on unaliving her. He was also charged on solicitation, tampering with evidence, perjury, and the solicitation to unalive her. Sentenced to life imprisonment without parole. Here's where things get crazy. I told y'all that he's a dentist. He's at this convention over in, I think it's Las Vegas, enjoying himself, sees a nice young thing that catches his eye, an actual dentist out of Texas. Okay, so both of them are dentists, that's the plural, dentists. And then this woman is an orthodontist. She said as soon as they met, they had amazing conversation. They were flirting heavy with each other. She found out that he was married, but he told her they were separating, that they weren't, together, that they was about to, break up, and he was living in another place. Anyway, they were courting each other real heavy. And the lady out of Texas is like, I felt bad. I didn't want to interfere with the marriage, but it turns out that James Craig started sending her love letters, like literally writing love letters to her, mailing them. Those love letters actually got him convicted, along with text messages that he sent to her, because she ended up testifying against him at the trial. The eye drops weren't working. You read about this? Yes. Jacqueline, he was putting eye drops, like a little eye drop of this, that, and the other in her protein shake. Now, the wife started feeling sick, and she actually said to him, bitch, are you trying to poison me? Like, she knew something was wrong. She went to the hospital. She accused him of doing it. She said, listen, there's something wrong. I was feeling fine. And she also figured out that he was having an affair. She started going through his credit cards, and she could see everything. So she knew what was going on. He ended up sending text messages to the mistress saying, oh my God, my wife is accusing me of trying to kill her, right? Telling him all this stuff. He was like, she's just sick. She's been back and forth to the hospital. They've done blood work. The blood work is coming back clean. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Child. And all this because he wanted to keep his money. He didn't want to have to pay her child support or spousal support or any of that. He wanted to keep his money to start his new life with his mistress. So you got to pay attention, child. Y'all got to pay attention. People aren't as, sometimes you think it can never happen to me. You married the right person. You know what I'm saying? He would never do that. He wouldn't ruin his career. And they'll put it all on the line. Long story short, the mistress ended up testifying. She had burned a few of the letters, I think 2 of them, but she handed everything over to the prosecutors. And she said once she saw what he was being charged with, she realized that he was the one who did it. They actually got caught. The way he got caught was after his wife died. He flew her out. They had a romp in the hay, enjoyed each other, had an evening where they enjoyed each other. The next morning he went out for breakfast to, get some stuff and bring it back to the hotel. And she got a knock on the hotel door that said, listen, he's been arrested, child. Go on ahead and put on your clothes and take your ass back home. In fact, come on down to the station because we got some questions for you too. So that's how she ended up finding out that he was arrested. Well, now he'll have a prison husband, child. Ain't that something? Divorce is cheaper and your freedom isn't compromised. Listen, if y'all want to see, go over to my IG page, DYANAROZAY, look at my stories and check out this date gone wrong. It was this Black lady. She's standing here talking to this guy. They were pretty close. So it looked like they might have just had like a one, their first date or something like that. He started whispering sweet nothings into that lady's ear. And it all goes to hell after that, child. Something happens where that white man grabbed that lady's face. And before you know it, he was tapping the ground, child. He tapped out. He said, please stop hitting me. Please stop hitting me. It was crazy. It took about 4 men to get that lady off of his ass. I kid you not. Follow me over there on my IG page, okay? DYANAROZAY. It was crazy. I can't play it over here because I don't know what's going on. But yeah, this just happened. So he was actually, he has to spend the rest of his life in prison. And it's unfortunate. His children has lost their mother and their father. Disgusting. Horrible, horrible human being. Okay, let's move on to, who else did I have on my page? I don't know if y'all Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. Look how happy Andy Cohen is right here. He has a bomb in his lap because he's about to drop the bomb on Kim. I don't know if you guys have been watching Next Generation, which is the generation of reality TV show kids. Candy's daughter is on it. Kim Zolciak's daughter is on it, and some others from other franchises. Anyway, y'all, Kim's daughter said, listen, my mama and my daddy, she said both Kim and Croy stole from me. She let everybody know that she's been on social media making money, doing her thing. And she said, I don't even know how much money I had. I've been getting paychecks, though, since I was 6 years old on RHOA because my mother had set aside a bank account for me. And everybody was, thinking that was great. But she didn't realize that her mother was also taking money out. So when things got hard, she said, I needed money for the bills. Anyway, long story short, Andy Cohen could not wait to have this conversation. And I started laughing because, child, the way I was like, Andy Cohen be getting away with so much shit. People be dragging Carlos King. If Carlos King was giggling and would have picked up a damn atom bomb, like, bitch, I'm about to blow you up right now with this question. Someone would have pulled Carlos out by the specks of his little itsy bitsy. Does he even have a mustache? They would have dragged his ass out by his mustache and set him on fire, okay? But nobody said a thing when Andy Cohen did it, which is why I was cracking up. So he ends up asking Kim, is it true that you stole your daughter's money, child? And Kim was mortified. You could see it on her face. She was mortified, okay? Look at the joy he's taken out of this. Even her daughter's like, please don't. Look at her face. Anyway, she could not take it. She could not take it. She was just like in pain. And then after she answered that question, he said, did you steal Brielle's money too? Oh my Lord, child. Look, yes, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. So yes, he asked her all that and she didn't crack a smile. She was just really she had to know the question was going to come, but she was trying to keep it as even keeled as possible. And she said, at the end of the day, all of the bills fell on me. I wasn't getting any help from Croy, is how she put it. Croy still has his 401k or pension or something that she said he had. She talked about that a little while ago, but she said, it all fell on me. I didn't have anything. So yes, I had to count on the kids' money to pay the light bill, the phone bills, whatever it is. So I was like, not Kim being ghetto and putting the kids' names on the electric bill, child. That was funny. If y'all missed it, please check it out over there on my IG page because I howled. I don't want to play it because I don't want to get dinged. But baby, when I tell y'all, a hot ass mess, okay? Her daughter grew up lovely. Her daughter is dating the kid from, is there a restaurant called Cane's? Like a chicken restaurant or something, a fast food restaurant? She's dating someone who's like the heir of a fast food chicken restaurant, okay? Talk about it, Natasha. Now, listen, girl, I say this all the time. I was like, I don't know why everybody gets a bad rap, but Kim really was the most ghetto on the show. She truly was. I don't know why nobody paid attention that from the beginning when everybody was trying to keep it cute and show themselves with their husbands or whatnot. It was Kim who was talking about Big Papa and sleeping with other people's husbands. It was Kim. She was the one who was declassing the show, and nobody caught it, child. His dad owns the Chick-fil-A's. Oh, wow. Is that right? Interesting. Oh, Zaxby's. Yeah, you're right. It's Zaxby's. Thank you. I didn't know which one it was. Ariana better go no contact with her mother if she wants to actually marry the Zaxby's heir. Yeah, because the Zaxby's heir looks like he can't stand Kim. Okay, he frowns up when Ariana's talking about her. But she says she loves her mama and that she's not going to let what happened with that money interfere with their relationship. She said, I will never do that. So you can tell that she, at this moment in time, she's okay. She also said that she's got a lot of the money back. So she says she's just thinking about the present and the future, not the past. So she's trying to take it well. Anyway, Zaxby's, I knew it was one of my favorites. Okay, I don't think I've ever eaten at Zaxby's, but yeah, I do remember the name. Thank you for sharing that, child. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. I just thought it was hilarious. It was a hilarious moment. He did not hold back. He embarrassed her that entire episode. Can you imagine picking up a bomb and sitting down? He had a smile on his face when he did it. He asked her about the money that she stole from Candy. He asked her all the hard questions, but Kim is trying to get back on Bravo. So she's taking this journey. I think that he had Candy on last week, maybe Candy and her daughter. He asked Candy a few hard questions. Candy gave him a look like, child, you better get out my face with that. He asked her if she would ever be friends again with Phaedra. I remember that. Would you ever be friends with Phaedra? And she looked at him and said, no. And I can't even believe you would ask me that. And then he asked her about Kim. She said, I would probably be friends with Kim faster than Phaedra. And she said, but let's be clear, me and Kim don't even run in the same circles. So basically she was calling Kim broke. She said, there's no reason for me and Kim to ever hang out, child. We ain't on the same level, no way, no how. Okay. She stole from Candy. Y'all know she took that damn tardy from the party money. She didn't give Candy her proceeds. She didn't pay her for writing the song. They were supposed to split it 50-50. When Andy asked Kim about it, Kim actually said, she wasn't supposed to get that money. I had a lawyer look that over and I paid $33,000 to the lawyer. That's how she put it. And Andy said, so you didn't pay her anything, right? Andy went out of his way to embarrass her. It was exquisite. If you want to watch it, please do. The only person friendly with Phaedra is Porsha. That ain't the only one friendly with her. There's a bunch of people friendly with Phaedra. Yes, listen, Natasha. Everybody gets upset talking about who did what, when, where. It was Kim. Y'all know that Tardy, didn't she write 2 songs for her? It wasn't just Tardy for the Party, right? Didn't she write another song for her too? The second song, I think she got paid for. The first one, she did not. Andy looks down on Kim. I'm going to tell you something. He looked down on her last night. He couldn't wait to dog the hell out of her. And I'm not even making that up. The ring didn't mean a thing. Thank you, girl. Yes, so she had wrote the ring didn't mean a thing and tardy for the party. I think tardy for the party is the one she didn't get paid for. But she spun the block again. Y'all remember Candy started crying and saying, I can't believe you do me like this. But yeah. Did he ask about Croy? She talked about Croy. She just said basically that he was a deadbeat. She said that, I guess Croy was painting her out to be a bad mother. And so she said that she ended up forgiving her parents because very recently there was photos on the internet of her and her parents together. Y'all remember she kicked her parents out the house and said, don't ever talk to me again. This is when she thought she had hit her lick with Croy. She thought she hit a lick. I don't recall him asking about Big Papa. She thought she hit a lick and she did not want her, I hate to say it like this, but this is how it came across, her trailer trash parents. She didn't want them to be a part of what she had going on. And now she said that her dad had reached out to her. Her dad reached out to her. Actually, her dad reached out to her divorce attorney. Okay. Found out that his daughter was having this very public divorce. Reached out to the divorce attorney and said, could you please put me in contact with my daughter? He's had like 4 strokes. And when she ended up talking to him on the phone, he said, you're a good mother. We just want you to know that you're a good mother. And y'all remember, they used to watch her children when she was outside hoeing, when she was very young, outside hoeing, because that's what it was. Okay. For diamond bracelets and SUVs and rented mansions, whatever it was that Big Papa was paying for. Y'all love to talk about Porsha, child, but nobody be bringing up Kim. It's cute when Kim do it, but it's a problem when Porsha does it. Okay, hold on. Didn't she borrow $100,000 from her parents and didn't pay it back? That's what I heard. I heard the same thing, child. Allegedly. Right. Well, her parents are up there in age. They've had a lot of health issues. Right now, she was smiling and trying to make it okay. But I'm going to be honest with you. She even looked a little sheepish when they talked about that. He was like, it was beautiful to see you with your parents. And she was like, yeah, we caught up and my parents are really great. You cut your parents out of your life for a very long time. And it takes, some lows before you realize the bullshit you did to them. But she's taught her children to do the same exact thing to her, whether she wants to think so or not. She has a lot of babies. And she's fighting a good fight to keep them in her life. But who's to say what's going to happen in 10 years or 20 years? You don't know. The same shit you did to them, they could do to you. And because they saw you do it, they're going to think it's okay. She lost all of that stuff. So right now she's looking a little sheepish. She cut them out for a lot of years, and that's a lot to try to, make up on, unfortunately. She is trying to get back on RHOA. She's already put that out there in the atmosphere. Mm. Anyways, let's talk about Erika Jayne, shall we? Y'all know Tom Girardi's ex-wife, Erika Jayne, child. A lot of people have been asking, why hasn't Erika Jayne been brought up on charges, right? She benefited greatly from the 25 million that was stolen from the law firm. They had that trust where they were keeping that money, okay, the businesses, and people were trying to figure out, why didn't she get in trouble? I didn't hear that Gerald bought Shamia's. I didn't hear that Gerald bought Kim's house at all. I mean, he could have, but I didn't hear that. Anyway, let me put her picture up real fast. So Erika Jayne has been dodging a whole lot of stuff, okay? It did go to court, and it was ruled by one of the courts, because she's had a couple of different people try to file charges against her, but it was ruled by one of the courts that she didn't have any involvement. She didn't have any involvement in Tom Girardi's stealing. So they said, listen, that would be an erroneous thing to try to bring her into this. All of this belongs to Tom. Now, I have to say, when it first happened, I kept saying, I'm surprised they would let her off the hook that quickly. I was surprised that they would let her off the hook that quickly. And I'm not so sure that there wasn't some sort of foul play involved. Okay? Hold on. Okay, so let me get this out here. So Erika Jayne has not been criminally charged for any wrongdoing. There is no federal criminal case or indictment against her as of now. She was not named in Tom Girardi, which is her ex-husband's criminal trial. He's serving time in prison right now. And prosecutors did not allege that she committed any crimes. Now, people who were watching the show was like, that's BS. She was walking around in them big ass diamond rings and fur coats and all the things, right? They were like, she needs to sell that stuff and give that money back to the victims. Anyway, she is in a lawsuit. She's in a criminal civil suit that was brought by the bankruptcy trustee overseeing Girardi's defunct law firm. Okay, so Tom Girardi diverted more than 25 million from clients that he helped, that actually helped to fund Erika's lifestyle, her entertainment career, as well as her LLCs, So she did financially benefit, and I am really shocked that she wasn't a part of the crime. I never liked Erika. Okay, so right now they are saying that she knowingly and willingly participated in the scheme that Todd set up. Okay, that she willingly and knowingly participated in the scheme that benefited herself personally, as well as people that she had employed for her. Erika's legal team denies any wrongdoing or conduct, arguing that she had no knowledge of Tom's legal activity, and she said that all claims that is being made by the trustee are false and not supported by evidence whatsoever. Okay? In 2022, a judge ruled in one civil case that the plaintiffs failed to prove Erika had knowledge or involvement, stating that she had no actual knowledge of Tom's crimes. So check that out. She's in civil litigation as of right now. She is set to go to trial in February of 2026. So we shall see, child, what her Goldilocks self is going to do. Yes. We'll see what her Goldilocks self is going to do when it comes to this, okay? Hot ass mess. I'm looking forward to it. Now, again, this is a civil litigation. So if she loses, she may owe 25 million. Tom only had to pay back 3 million of the 25 million stole. He only had to pay back 3 million in restitution. So I've been wondering, where's the rest of that money going to come from? Looks like they're going to try to squeeze it out of Erika. Unfortunate for her, child. I do think that Tom took the whole bid for Erika, though. Unlike Teresa and her husband, Joe Giudice. All right, one more person let's talk about. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to Jax Taylor, the bad boy of of Bravo. He's on Vanderpump Rules. He is also on The Valley with her No Talented Self. He's also on The Valley. Well, it has come out that he is, on the snow, on the powder. People already knew that, though. He had a lot of erratic behavior on the show. He was accused of putting out passing around a X tape to cast members with his girlfriend. He's been accused of laying hands on the girlfriend during filming. And a lot of people that I have heard on these YouTube streets say that they watched that show, religiously, and that Jax has never done anything like that, and how under no circumstances would Andy Cohen ever allow something like this to happen. Well, I thought it was interesting that all these stories are unfolding, and just a couple of days ago, Jax resigned from both of those shows. Okay, I think Vanderpump Rules was actually on hiatus, but he did step down from The Valley, saying that he needs to take care of himself. He had given his girlfriend or baby mama or whatever she was, I think it might have been his ex-wife, he had given her full custody of their son. So right now he's saying, listen, I don't want anything to do with anything. I'm just going to stay cool. But now people are saying, I wonder if Bravo is letting him save face, because he was on the show Traitors. I wonder if Bravo is letting him save face to, keep the golden boy cool for a little while until this passes over, because there's a whole article written about it. Let's look at it. Check this out. So the Valley reunion was on Tuesday night, and it revealed that Jax Taylor's DV toward his estranged wife, Brittany Cartwright, was far worse than the show actually showed during the season. Okay, far worse than actually shown during the season. When Andy Cohen asked about the fight that led Jax to seek help, Brittany detailed multiple violent incidents. She said that Jax threw a coffee table that hit her in the knee, threw 2 bar stools at her, a Stanley Cup. Do you know how much a Stanley Cup weighs, child? He tried to take her whole eye out, threw a phone at her, a laptop, and even threw her into a rose bush, okay? Threw her into rose bushes. Though Jax denied the last claim is the rose bushes. Do you see that? He said, okay, I did everything except throw you into the rose bushes. He denied the last claim. Brittany insisted that it was captured on her Ring camera, and her co-stars, Zach Wickman and Kristen Dout, actually confirmed they saw the footage. So they said it did happen. Despite the seriousness of the allegations, Andy Cohen abruptly changed the topic, asking Brittany about dating Jax's former friend, Julian. A move criticized as insensitive, which he does all the time, and they also called it victim blaming. At the episode's end, a hotline for substance abuse was shown, but no mention was made for DV support, despite the triggering nature of the content. I love reporting the news, child. I told y'all that man was a nut. I told you. But Vanderpump Rules, I think, was making over 800 million viewers a season. So they were trying to keep that show on the air for as long as they could. And then when the X tape stuff came out, that's when everybody, started scrambling. Okay. Anyways, y'all, that's it. That's all that I have for y'all today. Hold on. That's it. That's all that I have for y'all today. Keep talking in the comments, though, please, and thank you. Make sure that y'all follow me over there on my IG page on all of the social media platforms. DYANAROZAY is the name. Okay. Hit the like button, share the video. What else? I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me, and I will check you on the next one. Bye-bye.